PSG 2, Manchester United 0 is how it finished at Old Trafford in the first leg, a round of 16 Champions League tie. PSG very much deserving of their victory. Not a lot happened in the first half. Second half, though, we saw that opening goal from Kimpembe, then Mbappe scored just 6 minutes later. Paul Pogba sent off late on to really solidify what was a miserable night for United.
So much positivity going into it because of the form, and everybody's happy again. And you've got the PSG injuries, so all of a sudden people are starting to write that. Some are starting to write them off, and then after a poor first half, as you mentioned, it was a football lesson. I mean, they really gave them a lesson. Ashley Young might have been sent off, should have been probably sent off. Pogba deserved to go. Kimpembe maybe tread the line, you know, was lucky. But that being said, in terms of a football game, it was a bit of a battering in the second half.
Second half was men against boys, really, wasn't it?
It was comprehensive. I mean, all days going around Old Trafford, you couldn't get the ball. I mean, they were down to 10 men by then. So, all in all, you know, I think we started to believe it. You know, when you win so many games, or you watch a team winning so many games, you start to believe in them, and we certainly did. Yeah. I know I did. But I think tonight was a reality check for them. Comprehensively outplayed.
And PSG answering a lot of critics.
Yes, they did. And I thought Marquinhos was impressive in the midfield, and I had said that I didn't quite believe that he would have been comfortable there. And I liked the matchup for Manchester United, that maybe Paul Pogba could take advantage of that. It was actually Marquinhos that was a better player. Between Marquinhos and Verratti, they controlled the middle of midfield, the pace with which the game was played, and then defensively they covered all the spaces that they needed to cover. When they needed to go on the attack, Angel Di Maria provided a couple of assists, but then the speed of Kylian Mbappe, there were a couple of times where he's just running past people. He's moving at a totally different pace than everybody else. PSG, impressive in the second half. They played the game that they wanted to play, and Manchester United fell into that trap.
A lot more reaction then to what we saw at Old Trafford, plus, of course, looking ahead to the big game between Spurs and Borussia Dortmund on ESPN FC, available later today on ESPN+.
Paul Pogba today was certainly not the player that we have seen over the last month and a half. The moments that he showed his athleticism and his ability to get forward, you're thinking, if he could only do this 5-6 times a game, then impacts the way that he can change the game for Manchester United. But was never able to do that consistently, and I think that's a credit to PSG, because PSG controlled those spaces and did not allow Manchester United to get in any sort of rhythm or for the game to get stretched.
He can't do it on his own.
No.
Listen, we did a combined team yesterday. There wasn't one in the back four for Manchester United in it, and we had Martial and Rashford in it, who got taken off at just before half-time and then half-time. So the best team won because they are a better team.
But
so
he should not be getting himself thrown out. He should not be getting himself thrown out of the game.
It's a rash challenge, yes. I'm not going to argue that. But I don't think we should turn around and point the finger at Paul Pogba. I just don't see that at all. They got beaten by a far better team, and we found out exactly where Manchester United are. They played a proper team in Spurs and got annihilated, and somehow didn't get annihilated. And then they've played another proper team in PSG, and they've got outplayed, only because they're not as good as PSG and not as good as that incredible run they've just had suggests.
I mean, you could criticise him for the challenge,
yeah,
particularly when he's on a yellow card, because it's rash and it's stupid. But, you know, Paul Pogba needs what we call water carriers around him, and those two are Matic and Herrera.
Right.
And when they're flagging and they're not able to do that, and they're not winning their tackles, they're not getting close, and they're getting dominated, then, you know, he's not going to get the service from the rest of the midfield. So, yeah, he didn't have a great game, but most of the Man United players were completely under par and outplayed.
Mbappe, once again, I imagine, will grab the headline. Just brilliant to watch, yeah?
Oh, I mean, playing out of position, probably touched the ball 5 times properly, and every single time he looked as though he was going to do something. I mean, the guy's just a special player. He's quicker than anybody else. He's smarter than anybody else. I mean, you name it. He's
younger than anybody else.
Younger than, yeah. I mean, you name it.
Must be horrible.
Yeah, there's something to be said about just raw, incredible physical ability. In the second goal, when Di Maria gets a hold of the ball, Mbappe is maybe 10 yards behind Bailly. And he just goes full sprint, splits the 2 center backs, and gets there for the tap-in. You can only do that if you got that sort of speed. But he's able to use it in the moments in which he feels that he can exploit those spaces, and he does it very well.
And that goal showed how smart he is.
Yep.
Because he knew he had to hold his run just for a split second, and he had the brains to do it, and that's how he ends up getting the goal.
I've always said that I don't think anybody would ever get close to the stats of Messi and Ronaldo. But if he stays fit and he brushes up on his finishing, because he can always get better in the final third, because that's where those two have been absolutely immense, hence the stats and the goals, then he's probably the one player in the world, being a teenager over the next 10, 12 years, that he can push that. I mean, that's how good this guy is. He's an incredible talent. It's all natural as well. Well, I love watching both teams play. I mean, Dortmund are top of the league for a reason. They play some great stuff. Spurs, in some people's minds, are still hanging in that title race. They've got players coming back, players in good form. Both can look a little edgy defensively. Dortmund shipped, I think they were 3-0 up at the weekend and ended up in 3-3. So they've got a few frailties in there. But going forward, both are excellent. Obviously, young Jadon Sancho has been in great form. And Lucien Favre has done, as Pochettino has, they've both done great jobs at their respective clubs.
I mean, Dortmund have got trouble when they have their usual back four.
Right.
They've got injuries. Piszczek's out, who's the only experienced one. Weigl is out. So they've lost two of their back four, which, as I said, at their best, struggle.
Yeah.
So this is a huge opportunity for Tottenham to get some goals and maybe kill this tie. If Tottenham can sort their back line out, because at the weekend against Leicester, they were absolutely atrocious. If they give Borussia the chances that Leicester got, then they're in trouble. But as I said, for me, it's all about Tottenham. If they're on song going forward, they can score a lot of goals against Dortmund.
Well, I agree that this is a tremendous opportunity for Spurs, given the injuries that you just spoke of with Borussia Dortmund. I also think that Spurs have to be very careful that they don't just throw numbers forward and disregard the fact that Borussia Dortmund does have a lot of players going forward that can hurt you. Jadon Sancho certainly so. Marco Reus, that when he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the Bundesliga, if not Europe. The consistency for Borussia Dortmund defensively, yes, it's a big question mark, but there is no doubt that on the counter, Borussia Dortmund, if Spurs get stretched, they can hurt them. And if they do that, then you get an away goal, you feel good about yourself, you're Borussia Dortmund. Spurs, I think, is the favorite to win this in my mind, but Borussia Dortmund, don't sleep on this team. They can really hurt you.
Welcome to Extra Time. Thank you very much. The game at Old Trafford dominates the questions. What's happened to Alexis Sanchez for his play to deteriorate this much? He did nothing, didn't he, in the second half when he came on?
He hasn't done much in a long time. Before, the excuse was Mourinho. But now there doesn't seem to be an excuse. He seems to be the one player that hasn't been able to turn around his game from Mourinho to Solskjaer. Maybe he's just getting old.
Yeah.
Maybe that ability to create separation from other players is not quite there, because he feels that he can no longer do that, then it affects the rest of his game.
How old are we going, Alexis Sanchez?
I don't know, but all enough that he cannot beat players anymore.
What do you reckon, ballpark? Let's go.
I'll go with 32.
32?
Sanchez?
Yeah.
31.
31? Steamy? You can either go 30 or 33. The championship.
I don't want to go 31 and 33.
Well, don't.
Go on then.
Well, he's not 33. you ain't giving a 33-year-old 300 pounds a week.
Yeah.
So I'll go 31.
You're going 30.
Do you have the answer? Or
No, I was hoping someone would tell me, but no.
You went 30, yeah?
That would transpire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone got the answer for me?
Huh?
No. They've all gone home.
Don't expect anybody behind the scenes to react very quickly.
Have a look, will you?
Man United, since Solskjaer took over, has only really played two teams in the top half of the league, Spurs and Arsenal. Was it really a surprise to see United outplayed by a better team?
No, it wasn't a surprise. I just think a lot of people felt that they had an opportunity to get at PSG. He's 30.
He's 30, Alexis Sanchez.
Oh. See, you got that because it was on his
Like a
option.
30-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it was right to, particularly with the injuries, to think they had got a chance to get a result and go back to Paris and defend with their lives, which clearly they don't have that opportunity now.
Would Mourinho have pulled off a win tonight?
Oh, well, let's not go back down that. Huh?
I didn't ask it. This person here did.
Come on now.
No, I don't think so.
Wait a minute. We were laughing, and I mean laughing.
I know, you just put a Kai Bosch on that, don't you? Let's go back to Sanchez.
Oh, what's
No,
wrong?
go ahead.
Well, because you've got to look at the amount of miles he's got on his leg, regardless of what age he is. We all tend to think that you know, at 30 you should still be flying. But, you know, look at Wayne Rooney. When he was 30, we were all saying,
Do you want to go back to the question we did last week as well?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I was going to say then.
I thought it was going to be important.
Oh, you've been watching Seb. You've been watching Seb. You're trying to tell you something and you just jump in.
I thought we'd moved on.
Complete custard pie.
And it was going. I tell you what, I reckon it was going to be very. Very interesting.
Well, you'll never know.
Tell us that story. What was that story?
You'll never know.
As soon as he gets to Philadelphia, then we'll know.
Oh, dear. The Chicago Fire story.
So Mourinho? No.
The what? The Chicago Fire story?
that was it, yeah.
One day I'm going to.
Why does Stevie hate Mo Salah?
Oh.
This is where yesterday you chose Sterling over Salah.
Well, we did say right now. And Mark changed it.
Right.
He changed it. We were talking about right now, today, who would you use or
Right.
who would you have? And that's why I said Sterling. Because right now, he's in better form than Mo Salah.
You went in yesterday. Where would you go on that one? Salah or Sterling?
Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
And it hurts a little when I do it. Well, because it's difficult to ignore what Mo Salah has been doing for Liverpool over the last couple of seasons. I'll take Sterling.
Final question. Favourite bar
But you
food?
never answered that question.
Who?
He told us why he picked Sterling. Never told us why he hates Salah.
That's because I don't. It's a bit simple.
What's your favourite
Straightforward.
bar food, Stephen? What's your go-to of a
Bar
typical
food is
yeah,
wet.
typical bar menu?
No,
No, just
No.
beer.
beer.
Food just gets in the way.
You don't go to a bar to eat, do you?
If you're hungry.
I'm sorry, I don't.
No, that's fair enough.
No. I'll go to a restaurant if I want to eat.
Okay.
Restaurants
If I
and
go to a
bars.
bar, you know what I'm having.
All right.
Pretty straightforward. Is that all right for you this time?
That's wonderful.
Very
yeah.
angry.
You don't want to go back anywhere else?
You were the one who took it back.
Chicken wings.
Where?
Chicken
Back
wings.
there, look.
Whereabouts?
Chicken wings?
Yeah. Buffalo chicken wings, which is...
Boneless or...
No, come on, man. Boneless. That's not chicken wings. That's chicken nuggets. Dude. Or chicken tenders. Chicken wings.
Chicken wings?
And buffalo chicken wings at
Right.
that.
Proper spicy?
Well,
Are
here's
you
the
allowed
thing.
to have that much spice, Ali?
Maybe not. They don't sit very well in my stomach. I will tell you that, as with any other bar food, if you try to fix it at home, it's not nearly as good as
Right.
when you actually have it at the bar.
There you go. But don't...
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because you don't eat.
It's very aggressive.
You don't eat at the bar. You don't eat at the bar.
Very unsocial.
Chicken wings. Chicken wings. Chicken
You got
wings.
a bit.
Blue cheese.
Craig, what would you have? A bar?
New York strip.
No, New York strip.
Guaranteed every
That's not
time.
bar food.
Huh?
That's not bar food.
Is it the bar I go to?
All right. Oh, okay. Well, that's fancy.
I ask what I eat. I'm either eating that
Yes.
or I'm drinking.
Okay.
Well, I do both.
Right.
But I'm either having a proper something.
Yes.
I would call those like, what would you call those?
So why is,
It's
why
like
is,
appetizers.
Picking stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why is chicken wings below you?
It's not, I'm not have a meal. I don't have a meal.
Well, you just said I'm not having all that stuff.
I don't like to pick the appetizers.
you-
I'm
too
going
good
for
for that.
I'm going for the. You don't even bother. You've been in America 20
Well,
years.
it's
You
'cause
can't
that's why-
even integrate
because I
yourself
don't go
into
to
the
eat.
American. I eat at the bar. That's what they do.
Part of
I
my,
love chicken wings.
You're anti-American.
hey, part of my American integration was actually going. The first time I ate chicken wings, buffalo chicken wings, was at Hooters, and I was a young, up-and-coming 13-year-old kid.
Right.
What an impression that made!
Cut this.
What an impression that made!
So,
I love this country now.
I want to work here tomorrow. I'm saying nothing. Stevie, you're off on your holidays. Have a lovely time. When are you back?
Yep.
what holidays?
You're going away on you for a few days.
I'm doing it with my sons for 3 days.
That'd be nice.
Babysit.
You don't sound that excited about seeing your grand.
Of course I am. But it's hardly a holiday. I'm not lying somewhere with a beer in my hand, am I?
You're away from work.
Well, I'm away for you. That's the most important thing.
So you will not be drinking beer
Wow.
No. I'm too busy.
Eating at the bar.
or eating at the bar.
Changing diapers and getting rid of nappies and all that.
Don't you put nappies like in the garbage bucket? Just throw them in the house.
No, well, have you ever seen me playing?
Get in the liver.
Go like that.
Oh, that stinks.
Straight in. Straight in the bin. Bosh.
Oh goodness.
That's it. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about Ajax, Real Madrid, and Tottenham Hotspur.
I won't be. I'm on holiday apparently.
Have a lovely holiday, Steve. You deserve a break.
You
You're
seem
right.
very angry for a guy who's going on holiday.
Deserve a break for you.
Oh dear. Anything on Alexis Sanchez?
How old is he?
He'll tell his message in the car on the way down.